Okay, date is October 29th, 2018, the time is 6 o'clock, and I'd like to bring to order the meeting of the Douglas Board of Health. First item we have on the agenda is 12 Roslyn Road variance. Tom Purcell, Purcell Associates.
Yes.
Tom?
My name is Tom Purcell from Purcell Associates in Oxford, and I am representing Robert Parent, the owner of the property at 12 Roslyn. What we've done is we've put together a septic system repair plan, and while they were doing that, they found out that their well needed to be replaced as well. With all of the information that was available on the site, with all the, in the proximity of all the wells in the area. I guess the one thing, we're dealing with the variance first.
We can, yeah, we can move that forward.
Okay, so the variance is just from your local regulations for offset the well to the structure.
Correct.
Ordinarily, you have a 25-foot requirement, and the best that we can do here for reasonable is 11 feet. We need to have a we call it a construction easement, that when we have 10 feet from the property lines, in case we have a well rig go in there to do any work or any repairs or anything, you need a little bit of room for the spacing. The existing well, as you can see, well, I don't know if you can see it on the plan, the existing well is here, that is now, it's failed and it's defunct. And what we're looking to do is place the new well here. What we've done is constructed a new septic system, or designed a new septic system. It's already, the redevelopment of the lot has already gone to the building inspector and the ZBA for all of the offsets and the placement of the house and all of that, and we're kind of stuck now in between a rock and a hard place.
Okay, the ZBA has approved the location of the,
Yes,
the
they
building?
have.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Small property.
Yes, it is. It's a postage stamp lot. It's
Is this it right there?
That's it.
that's it.
That's the property?
That's the whole neighborhood. It's just like that.
Is that a
It's-
shallow well?
I'm not sure whether it's a shallow well or a drilled well.
But the
All
new-
it had on it was it had a big cement riser and lid on it. I
Right.
can't lift those off.
But it's gonna be abandoned.
It's going to be
Yeah.
properly abandoned. If it's a shallow well, proper abandonment is just backfill.
Mhm.
If it's a drilled well, well, we go in and do the bentonite and the whole 9 yards, and cut
Yes.
it down and weld it up and prevent bedrock contamination.
Yes.
Prevent the water from, or the well from contaminating. Yeah, so I mean, with the well permit, there's also a proper abandonment that would go along with it.
Yes, okay.
That goes without saying with the permits.
Okay, from that proposed well, is that being proposed 10 feet from both property lines?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
It's 10 feet from both property lines, it's 11 feet from the structure.
Okay. so we're just asking for 11-foot local variance to the setback requirement to the structure.
14-foot relief is what we're asking for this.
I mean, it looks like the existing well is about the same right now, too.
We're improving it, right. We're improving it from the lot
Lot,
line next
right.
door.
Right.
Um,
It doesn't look like it's more than 15 feet from the outside. No, 15 feet.
It's 11 to the house.
You know, it's the house itself that's 15 feet.
Yeah, so the existing is still
Right.
within
So
that.
we, like I say, 10 by 10, 10 feet and 10 feet, and then 11 feet off the house is about the best that we could do. The septic system is a conventional, it's an infiltrator system, so we got to shrink it up. And, we have, between the fill situation and high water table and everything else in there. If we couldn't, because we're less than 100 feet from an abutter's well or our own well, we couldn't ask for any other local upgrade approvals that offset the water table.
Correct,
So we're kind of,
right.
we about capped the best that we can do there
Mhm.
with the site. Right now, the site is, it's an abandoned house that's been just sitting there decaying.
Okay. Has Jim seen this and approved with,
He's seen it and just said it needs your approval.
just needs our approval? Okay,
So if we don't approve it, you don't build a house?
He's coming in tomorrow, so that he can.
Jim is, okay.
understand.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But, I mean, I'm looking at that, I mean, there's an existing dwelling already on site, had been removed or
it's,
being
the
removed.
existing house is already, it's, this is part of it right here.
Okay,
The rest of it, it's all caved in
all right.
and,
And the existing system is a cesspool?
there's an old cesspool.
Okay,
I think it's out in the front of the house, right about where we're putting the leach field, so.
okay.
I mean, for such a confined space, what else could he really do?
I'm,
There's not a lot
And
of
it's
options.
really-
I don't
to
see
me,
anything
it's
better
an
than what's being
improvement.
proposed right here, actually.
No,
No, just the sheer new
All
wells.
we need to do is find out there's wetlands there, no, but there
no,
isn't.
please.
There isn't.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're on a pretty good hill there,
Yeah.
right, so
Well, yeah,
it comes,
right.
the water, I know quite a few roads over there.
We're kinda
wash out.
stuck, you know, I mean, there's septic systems all around the front, it's not like we can move the well either.
Right, right, everybody's septic's in the front yard,
Everybody's
yeah.
septic is there, we've got wells,
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah,
5 wells in the
right,
back
cause
already.
these ones go
Yeah.
on that next street, right?
Right,
So they're
the
all in
septic
everybody's,
systems are all
On
over
Richard
here.
Street,
yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
I wonder how many tight tanks there are up there. There's not a lot of
Well,
room
you know
for
the
it.
rules on those, those are
Something.
pretty well gone by the wayside now. Yeah, I mean, the systems that we're designing,
Well,
Yeah.
we've got these new innovative and alternative stuff that's even smaller than that.
Yeah.
Mm.
A lot more, I mean, they're a lot more expensive and a lot higher maintenance and all, but.
I
mean,
know
it's
what you're saying.
mandatory.
Tight tank.
I mean, fortunately here, you can make 50 feet setbacks from the wells with a system. I mean,
Right.
you're fortunately, the house number 8 to the left, that well is set back off the property line
Yep,
far enough. If it was hugging the property line, it'd
well,
be a different issue, but it's not.
right, that's why we try to do is we try to insult as few people as possible.
Correct,
The 50-foot is still within the parameters of allowable,
it is.
but we don't go 70-70. If we can do 150, we do
Mhm.
that. And the other one we insult ourselves first before we go to anybody else.
Yes. Well,
So what are we going for first here, is the variance on the well?
variance on the well, setback from the well to the proposed dwelling. The requirement is 25 feet, they're asking for 11-foot setback. I think, my opinion here is, I don't know what Jim is saying, but I think it's meeting maximum best case scenario for this property. I don't see anywhere you can put it to better the situation. So, might be allowed to put a well there. There was an existing dwelling on the property already, so it was a developed lot,
Right,
so.
the well's an upgrade to the previous well, so.
It's,
I would say,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's a new
The
well.
whole system is an upgrade, I mean,
And I
The
do
system
have-
now is gonna be elevated above groundwater and proper setback
But
requirements.
it's much better than the existing cesspool.
It's gonna be much better for the environment.
There's the written letter that you,
Oh, thank
request you're
you.
asking for.
Thanks. It's for the local.
You need more than one, or?
Okay,
No, that's fine, thanks.
25-foot, yep. Formal request of 11-foot request setback from dwelling to proposed well. Proposed dwelling. Alright,
yeah,
does the
motion.
board have any, for a motion?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the variance, the 11-foot setback on the new artesian well.
We have a motion.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion passed. Okay. That's, next we have local upgrade request for setback requirements from the proposed leach system to existing wells. There were 2 of them, looks like, that are affected. There's the one to the property at house number 16, the property to the right of us, requesting a 51-foot setback from the existing well. And the proposed well on our property that's being proposed is a 70-foot setback request. So those are within, they have the right to approve anything within 50 feet or greater to 100. both those are within those parameters. Looks like this leach system is as far toward the street, away from those wells as you could get it,
Yep,
in my opinion.
right.
So, I don't see how that could be improved any.
We did send out twice
Oh,
on the notification. Once was because of the timeframe. We were non-specific on the meeting,
Yes,
and what we did was followed it up. As soon as we got the meeting date, we followed it up with it in writing,
okay,
and we got it out. It was 12 days before the meeting, so.
all right. Are there any abutters to this property in the audience? No, okay.
There was one, just Mr. Valencourt was.
So, what was in one?
And I did speak to him.
Okay,
He was, a little concerned, but,
yeah.
it really isn't much worse than what he's already got on his.
No,
on
it's
his-
gonna
on his
actually
property.
Right.
improve the situation.
Yeah, I can only see an improvement there.
In a neighborhood like this, we deal with these I call them campground properties.
Mhm.
Right.
Postage stamp lots, 50 by 50, 100 by 100 lots. It's nice if you've got all sand and gravel, but if you don't have that,
Correct. Yeah, I didn't,
What is the material?
it's, well, we did a sieve analysis on it. Class 2 sandy loam, and what we ended up having to do, because we did a sieve analysis on it, we had to, sandy loam, we had to do a 30-minute an inch design.
Okay.
I don't really believe it was 30 minutes an inch.
That's worst case scenario of class two
But that's the
soils.
worst case.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
Sandy loam starts at 10 minutes an inch, so,
yeah.
and it was a little coarse gravelly type of material,
was,
but there must have been enough fines and silt and clay in it that it pushed it up the chart.
Yeah, fell within the parameter of a class two soil,
So it's
but,
class 2 soil,
in doing so in the design with a class two, you have to take worst case scenario.
right. So we
Is that
got,
elevated system there?
But that doesn't have anything to do with the elevation, that's the size of the system,
That's the.
perk rate. So he's got
That's the perk
a
rate.
square foot, perk rate and the groundwater elevation that's out there will determine the elevation of the system. But here it has to be 4 feet above.
Perk rate determines
Groundwater.
the.
It's square footage, horizontal, square
Exactly.
footage of the leach system is determined by the perk
that's
rate.
perk,
Yeah.
that's groundwater.
Yes,
But deeps,
correct.
and that's why we had to jack that up 4 feet in the air.
Yes,
And then when we built the foundation, we used the foundation as a backstop
Mm-hmm.
to
Mhm.
hold all the earth and material back. Fortunately, I mean, the lot itself was like this, and fortunately, what we did was I called for the foundation to be 1.5 feet above the center line of the road.
Right.
So we're 2 feet above the center line of the road. So now I got to fill the whole front yard and then backfill it, and then it looks really neat. And then
Yes.
he's gonna walk out in the back.
walk out back.
Drive by and make something.
Mhm.
I could give you a good deal on that. So,
So,
that's where we stand with that.
okay,
So we're looking for the local upgrade approval for the offset to the 2 wells.
from the proposed leach system. What, have any other questions or comments?
No,
No?
just make a motion.
You do that?
What are the,
It's setbacks of the proposed leach system to a proposed well of 70 feet and an existing well of 51 feet.
okay, so I make a motion that we approve the variance for a setback of, again,
70 feet to our proposed well on existing lot.
I can't read them, I don't have my glasses.
70 feet to the, well, 70 feet.
Proposed well on
70 feet to the proposed well,
51 to the
Lot.
and
abutters.
51 to the abutters.
house number 16, about as well.
Okay.
Okay, we have the motion.
Seconded.
Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Okay.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that is pending Jim's
Yes.
approval of the rest of the design, which I've looked at, so. Local upgrades passed, as soon as Jim's okay with the design, it's good to go.
So he'll be in tomorrow. So I'll let you know
You'll be in tomorrow?
when he stamps it.
Good luck with your other one, Ed, when you shut them down.
Yeah, that's a nice.
Oh,
That's, just through experience, you have a right to condemn the house, not just a condo
oh no,
or a
this is
single
brand
family
new.
homes.
Brand new,
I mean, that's a duplex, you said?
Yeah, I don't know if it's two people in the same
know if
house
it's
or not.
duplex
They
or
rent
not.
them?
They are duplexes, yes.
Those are
They are
rental units?
No, they're
Well-
condos.
It's
Oh, they're
probably,
condos.
Yeah.
it's probably that one unit.
New condos,
I don't
two
know.
new,
I mean, it's probably that one house.
It could be one house.
Okay.
You can actually go
Two
in,
units.
because they don't have water, under Mass General Laws 111, 127B. It's what's called an,
127B.
it's an emergency. You have the right to order them out. They have no sanitary facilities, no drinking water,
Yeah.
That's right.
okay? You
Yeah.
can order them out.
to a hotel
In the
and,
meantime, now you go after the builder,
Mm-hmm.
and push comes to shove, either they take care of it and pick up the tab, or you go to court and the judge is gonna make him pick up the tab.
yeah, right, after legal expenses,
That's how that works.
Yeah.
so, yeah.
All right.
well,
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Tom.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. So we're all set with that,
Yeah, we certainly get some with opinions,
so,
Yeah.
It's good.
I would say so.
yep. All right, next item on the agenda, we have the health agent update. Corey, you have
Really no change this go around. I've been talking with Larry a little bit about Coombs. We didn't get as much cleanup down there this past month as I wanted to. So we went back and forth about possibly imposing a fine. Maybe, just a one day fine for every time that those things are not met, that our corrections aren't met. But we're still debating. I mean, we don't wanna really get into the habit of having to fine people, so we'd rather not, but if it comes to that, he is a zoning violation. With all this debris and all the sheds he's got and all the things he's got up there. The health violations are pretty minimal. I mean, I think it is fairly, there's a lot of stuff, but it's not like a rodent infestation or anything like that, so the health violations are pretty minimal. But there's certainly some zoning violations with the sheds, with the, I'm sure there's still a couple of cars out there that he's not supposed to have, and effectively it looks more like a junkyard, which, is a zoning violation. You're not allowed to have a junkyard on residential property, so if push comes to shove, I mean, that'll be what the direction that we have to go with him.
How about the inside of the house itself?
I've never had to go in there, but, but I'm assuming, from my conversations and from the building inspector's conversations, I do not believe the house is an issue. I think the clutter and debris is restricted to the outdoors. That seems to be his realm, and then seems like the missus is in charge of the interior, and that is his debris outside is something that I feel like she's not happy with either.
Oh, really?
So I don't think they're allowing that to infiltrate the home, unfortunately. But I mean, again, I've never been in there. I've never received any complaints about the interior, so it doesn't prompt an inspection of the home. But the exterior is certainly, effectively it looks like a junkyard. And you can't have that on residential property, so it's a zoning violation. So my thought is Larry will probably end up having to impose some sort of fine if the cleanup doesn't begin to get a little bit more rigorous.
So he hasn't indicated anything from last time about, what he's going to do, how he's gonna proceed,
No, and hoarders are really hard.
yeah,
Hoarders are really tough, and all the literature we have is about interior homes, because the Board of Health really would deal with, a hoarding situation. Interior of a home is quick and simple, right? It obstructs egresses, it prevents a clutter as fire hazard, so it's really easy to rack up health violations if you hoard inside your home.
yes,
Hoarding outside your home, pretty much you just create a junkyard, and
Yes.
it's not gonna be a fire hazard out there with all the metal around, it's not.
it falls more under a zoning issue then,
Yeah, I mean, it's an eyesore to look
Yeah.
at, but it's more of a zoning violation. I mean, there's not, I could say there's a rodent infestation, but I would have to really see
But if there was a fire, say for example, it could create a hazard.
Good, I mean, perhaps they wouldn't be able to access certain,
That and also, people fighting the fire.
right,
I mean, that's, something too.
yeah, if they can,
We have another property like that up on Birch Street,
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of that one from
Yeah.
Dave's
Mm.
reign. That has not had anything come through in a really long time as far as
It's still,
fronting.
It's still
nothing
there,
has changed,
looks the
No.
same as, at least,
nothing has changed.
right, mhm.
And that's set back, right?
The front, the
Yeah.
side, the
Yeah.
back.
Oh, it's taken over the whole thing, so
Oh,
a few years ago.
definitely a hoarder.
Mhm.
Yeah, nothing goes, huh? That's too bad.
Yes.
The other people we've been working with down on Arch Street, they took that sticker, I talked to him the other day, according to all parties involved. I haven't been down there for a re-inspection yet, just kinda waiting until the permit expired or got a little closer to expiration. But it sounds like he's been doing a lot, sounds like he's made quite a few trips to the dump with that, so. You guys have you seen
That's
them at
good.
all, Arch Street, the ones that come, they have the permit on the piece of paper, special permit, the 1 month permit?
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
saw him, yeah.
Yeah, they've come in a few times with
I had one that only had 7 days
a guy load.
extension, yeah, 'cause he's leaving for Florida.
On that one,
Oh, yeah.
yes. Yep,
That's it?
that's good.
No.
No, that's a different
Oh,
one.
that's a different
Different
guy.
one, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
good, so I mean, he's told me that he's made a few trips and
and he has, that's good, it's good to hear.
so hopefully he's made a lot because
He had a lot to get rid of.
there was a lot of trips there, so hopefully a few means about 10,
Yep.
but I hopefully, that's been going well, so.
Right, it sounds like at least it's moving forward.
Yeah, I mean,
Making
at least
progress
we're-
in that regard.
Right, and like the Coombs thing, we were progressing for a long time and then we kinda hit a wall.
Mhm.
Maybe work got really busy for him or something, he got overwhelmed and that sort of happens with hoarders, once they hit a wall, they just stop.
Yeah,
Uh,
can't deal with that.
They just stop, you gotta keep them going a little bit at a time and he just hit a wall and he stopped, so we gotta try to get him going again.
He's not taking in anything new, is he?
You wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know
Okay,
it,
is that,
you wouldn't know it. No, I mean, you clean one corner and yeah, besides the fact that we require him to bring receipts for the scrapyard, which I don't think he's done in a while, but the receipts for the scrapyard are the only proof that he's actually bringing stuff to the scrapyard. Other than that, I mean, he's got 4 or 5 acres down there, he could just
Wow.
shuffle things around if he really wanted to, but there's stuff all over the place, I mean, and a lot of it's metal. It's too bad because 5 years ago, some of those lawnmowers were probably could have sold them. Now they're worth nothing but the metal that makes them up, So I mean,
That,
it's one of those things, that you save this stuff because it has value, and then you save it for so long it has no value.
sure,
And that's what ends up happening. It's a
Yep.
cycle.
it sits there.
And rots, But all right, so hopefully the next report will be a little better. It's the goal.
there's hope there, okay.
Yeah.
At least you have a goal.
Right.
I don't know if my goals are the same as theirs, but
All right. Next item on the agenda, we have the transfer station discussion. All right, how do we do with the transfer station?
Well, we've got a couple issues, I feel like the gate's gonna need a lot more work.
Okay.
Seems like they're getting lower, and I think we're gonna attest to it, there's one of them, when we gotta open it, the wheel's like this, that thing's,
we need a new wheel.
I think they gotta be picked up. I wanted to bring it up before the snow hit, because that's gonna be hell of a push.
Yes, I think we've dealt with that before, haven't we?
Take a look at them and see
Okay.
what,
Yeah.
I mean, I adjusted the crap out of
And,
it last time I
He
did.
had
Did you?
one, I
Okay.
don't know if it got hit from the plows going by with the snow, hitting the gates or whatever.
They might
Like,
need a new wheel.
the part that we pick up was bent, and we had to fight to get that thing. George tried to bend it back, and
I bent it back a little bit with a crowbar, but it's out of line.
it is way out of
It's
line.
way out of line.
Yes,
What's that, the drop rod?
The
Yeah, the
little
drop rod.
rings, the
Yeah,
tree rings,
yeah,
The
Yeah.
drop rod's on it.
it's gotta be tapped back.
yeah,
It-
something,
I can
it just,
probably-
we fight with that, and we can only get up so high, and then we go to pull it back, she's dragging on the tar, so we gotta fight some more, trying to get it up, so, before we end up, putting
Yeah.
a groove and
The
stuff.
winter might be hard.
Yeah, I'll go
Yeah.
so we gotta deal with it before the winter.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Then we
We're
gotta
gonna look
take
at it, Corey, see if there's anything that can be done, if not, we're gonna have to,
hire a fence company.
Yeah,
to
hire.
Come in and do it.
Who did that? Was that Smithfield Fence that did that, or?
What is it?
Yeah, there's a few guys around.
Yeah, I don't know, who installed that? Was it Smithfield?
Could've
I
been.
think it was.
No, Smithfield Fence? Could've been.
I think it's-
There's a guy, Al.
We tried to call them
around
last year, wasn't it? Last
Yeah.
We
winter?
called them last
We
year,
called
but they
them.
were closed for the winter.
Yeah, they closed for the winter, so
We better deal-
the guy
We
had
better deal with it before the winter comes
no
along.
guys around, I don't know.
Yeah, I
so.
can, I know a couple guys, I can,
There's also
I'll
that
take a look.
fence
Okay.
company on, Southwest Cutoff.
Millers?
Millers, yeah.
Millers, yeah.
Is there?
Miller right near Willowbraden?
Yeah, they're good, they're professional.
Okay. So if
Yeah,
we,
they've been around for a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
well, that, and then that's probably how we should
Yeah.
proceed with that,
Yeah.
Corey, if there's something that you can't
I'll take a
address,
look at
then,
it, if it's not something that I can do in a couple of hours, then,
yes,
we'll,
give them a call.
yeah.
And we also have one of our lights is out.
Oh, yeah.
We got one, the one that's inside the grounds, that one's working, but the one that looks like
On the
it's on a pole on the outside, and that one's not working at all. Cause I know that one's not working, and there's one for GBI, I guess, that one's not working there either, so I don't know if it's, apparently, I'm worried about the one for us in the back, because it's dark back there when we're going back there to open up in the morning.
Yeah, we're gonna,
I thought that one was connected to the one that we have on the premise, but apparently it's not, I don't
So
know.
is it like a national grid?
It doesn't look like a regular National Grid light, but it could be National Grid. In fact, I was gonna get the poll number, I wanted to get the poll number
Yeah.
Saturday to call National Grid to see if
I,
they
I
own the
think
light.
I think that one runs on the light sensor. The one on the, next to the street. They
Yeah.
go on and off by the light.
Well, it wasn't on when we went in
Oh,
Saturday
it
morning,
There's
it
a,
was dark.
there's a
yeah,
thing on the top,
Yeah,
and when it gets dark, they go on,
Sure.
when it
So we
gets
need
light.
a poll
Yeah.
number though.
but what I'm saying is I don't know who really owns that light,
Yeah,
If
so
it's-
we have to find out who owns the light.
Oh, right. Which National Grid, you give them the poll number, I'm
Yeah,
sure
and
they'll look it up
they
and they'll
look it
tell
up.
us.
go
Yeah.
check it.
E-
Yeah.
Either
Yes.
that or call Louis at GBI.
Uh,
I don't think he would know about that.
no, he-
I know the
I
other
think
light
the
is
best-
shining
the
towards
easiest
his
thing to
back,
do
and
is
that
to-
thing's
to
not
call.
on in the morning either.
Is
just
that
get the
on a
poll
pole?
number,
It's on a
you
pole,
know,
so, I don't know.
so Kristen, could you do that?
Yeah,
If
give
they
me
get
the
a
poll
poll
number,
number?
cause we
Alright.
do pay for one poll, I can't find the number.
Call me tomorrow and I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Alright,
phone number and give National Grid a call.
And another one, we had another incident, guy coming down with tires, and just so happened that as he was coming up, I could've sworn I saw a tire, and he just drove right by and went down in the back. And then we just about caught him, Jordan, just about caught him, like he was backing into where we're putting the tires, and what's happening, you can't really see it that well, because the shed's right there in the way.
Yes,
And I'm just wondering, is there a possibility we could move this shed? But I was thinking of where the excess, tire is, where we're stocking the tires, may put the shed off on the ground, not on the top, but just off on the ground facing in. So when they plow, they're not gonna plow it in, they can just still plow
Right
the
beside
snow
it.
down towards the back, the tires won't be there then. They can still plow it down the back, and for us, we'd have easy access. I don't know, I'm just thinking.
I took a look at that on Saturday.
The shed was on that side one time.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I took a look at it, and you know how you go down the hill,
yes,
and, you're coming down from their little hut up there. You drive down the hill, and, if you go straight, it's a paved
yes,
area, that's where they're putting the tires, well, right next to that paved area and next to the fence, okay? So it's in between the fence and that paved area that they want, and it makes sense because you can see, you get a clear shot,
from the shed,
from the shed down,
right down there.
yeah.
And with us, with the cameras, we'll be able to see, like sometimes the tin cans, it's like half of it's covered, you can't, because the shed is blocking part of that, and the
Okay.
way we're putting the tires, we can't
Mhm,
see.
definitely.
So hopefully George and I, we caught, hopefully there wasn't anybody else, that just went down and threw them in there, I think we
Just
caught
get
them.
a front
Okay, good.
loader and with forks and, lift it,
Must have
cause
a
it's
fork.
on skids,
Oh, it is?
yeah, it's on skids, so.
So
they
all
can
you
just-
gonna need is a fork truck, big fork truck to go.
Yeah.
He must have one of those down there.
Oh,
Just a
he has his,
suggestion,
he has
I don't
his,
Like I said, you'll have to
front
watch
loader.
that
John?
for the
Yeah,
tires,
and they
when
can
you go
put-
down there, I
Yeah,
don't know,
it's
we caught that one
They've
guy,
got
but
I don't think so.
Yeah, they got the,
of course they play stupid, oh, we know it,
the,
Yeah, fuck.
they got the, the forks. That's what I
Forks,
wanted to call
the
them.
ability to,
And
yeah,
the forks,
Yeah.
and they just go in and lift it that way, yeah.
Yeah, if he's got those long forks then.
Oh, yeah, he's got them, yeah.
In the town barn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure, that would be fine.
It's just a suggestion, I don't know, I mean, you got,
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea too.
It's a good idea.
I think they moved it to try to get everything closer at one point, I think that was a discussion, but
Well,
I mean, if it's not working, it's not
after the
working.
experience that they had, with somebody trying to, they see that that's an area that nobody can see,
Right,
so.
so I would say, yeah, I would say maybe we can,
Yeah.
maybe we can talk to John and see.
Yeah, there's no negative sides to doing that.
No,
I mean, that we can think of anyways. I mean, it's,
a couple times it happened, some people will park, and when we're looking up at the cameras, you can't see them because they're behind the shed, and I'm saying they park there,
yeah.
but you see them walking around with their truck, and I'm saying, wait, do they have a sticker? You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
So
true,
we take a walk down and make sure I mean, they have a sticker, it just, yeah.
yes. All right, so,
Yeah, I would say.
it's,
Yeah, I don't know how
I'll
we
let's take a look at it Saturday when I
contact
go
John.
down.
Would you contact him?
yeah, see if
I
you
got a lot
can
of
do
things
that
to look at.
for us.
And if he has any questions, he can call me, any one of us, I guess, and, that would be fine.
Is the orientation going to be facing uphill, facing the dumpsters, or?
We're thinking facing the dumpsters. Because when they plow, they'll be pushing, because it won't be on the tile, it'll be off the tile. That's what I was thinking, getting it off the tile.
The back of the shed would be up to the fence.
Yeah.
Or just about, yeah, it'd be facing the fence, but we won't put it that far back. Just the idea, once they come by and plow the snow, might be less for us to
Get the snow
take
blower
the
out.
snow
You
blower.
probably want a little space back, I mean, it's grass right now,
Yeah.
over there?
Yeah, yeah.
There's space, cause I measured it, the shed's 8 by 10,
Yes,
and I think you got like 15 or 16 feet there. It won't go right back against the fence.
okay, there's room to,
There's room to put it there, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, right on the edge of the tile, so.
We want enough room to access around it, to mow it,
Yeah.
with a
Oh,
mower,
yeah,
whatever, a couple
yeah.
feet, 2-3 feet,
Yeah.
anyways, 3 feet maybe,
That won't be a
off the
big deal.
fence. There's still room for that,
Yeah.
okay, alright. Yes, right,
Question, 1 pound propane cans.
yes,
Did she find out what we could do with them?
It's got a pretty good pile over there, nice little pyramid they got going,
Yeah,
leaning up against.
They don't want them in the metal bin.
no.
No.
She was supposed to find out if the gas company that took the 20 pounders would take the 1 pounders.
Yeah, I don't know.
we got,
I had some people bring some in, and I told them, said, you put a hole in this can, and I'll take them.
right,
And I know there's no pressure in it,
Correct.
so they took them home, they banged a nail in them, I said, okay, I'll take them. They went in the middle.
without that though, yeah,
Oh, no, I don't want them, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna do it.
I agree with you, yeah, I'm not gonna, wouldn't wanna be
Let them
around to
handle
do
it.
that either.
Uh,
I wouldn't even wanna do it if I'm on that empty. Just like-
If they wanna do it, yeah,
Well, you know what, there's no policy on that either, right? There is no policy on that.
for 1 pound
1 pound
I don't think we
containers,
have that.
LP.
Well, they were taking them, BP was taking them in the metal, but then they found too many that were half full.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
so they won't take those any longer, so we have to
I'll call them.
Yeah. call them and see if they'll take the 1 pounders. And if they do, how much they charge? 'Cause we're gonna have to charge,
maybe $1, I don't know.
Yeah, well,
whatever they charge, we're gonna have
I'm
to,
guessing.
Yep,
Why don't you throw away a half full?
I know,
Okay.
I know. Some people just don't know.
No, stuff's not cheap.
no. Alright, you have anything, Gary?
I kinda hesitant on this, but I think we have too many people selling stickers.
Too many people selling
Selling
stickers,
stickers.
and,
Because I've got them here where last year the person paid $100 and it's marked 50 on here with no address.
no address marked. Is that up at the transfer station you're referring to?
Now this is the person this year. Last year's. Is this woman here?
4C Street.
Yep. And over here, the same person was a $50 sticker.
That was this year or last year?
Well, that was last year, the $50, and it's $100, and the woman's only 51.
Which, I don't know why it's that, that's right.
This is this year's,
Yeah.
Right,
and this year we charged $100,
right,
and a year ago we charged 50.
right.
Oh, sounds like a slip up last year
Well,
then.
There's a few of them with no addresses.
Right, there's
But-
11 with no addresses.
Right.
One,
yeah, cause sometimes if it's in the PO box or,
Right,
Okay.
yeah, well, we talked about that, we could put the address in.
Usually on the,
Because sometimes if it's a leased vehicle, there's an address.
Yeah,
You
we
have to
asked for
add- you
the
have to get their
address.
address.
You have to get with
Yeah.
the address,
But
right?
we've been getting the address.
Okay.
Even for the-
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that
Do
they're,
any-
how many
any-
stickers are sold a year?
What, the other listings of without addresses?
A year?
Oh, sure, yeah, I'm sure there are a few.
1300 something?
usually if you look at their registration, they'll have their address,
There
they'll
was
have a
like
PO box.
11 and there
If
were
you look a little bit on
12.
top, their address is on there.
Right.
But, so sometimes what I try and do, I put down a PO box and I put the address in
And
there.
put
So
the
I'm
address.
trying to do, put both
So
on.
I mean,
I don't know if you need
Yeah,
both.
I don't need the PO box, no.
I
Alright,
think
so
that's
just the
something
address.
that we're getting better with, so.
Yeah.
Just the address, okay.
I mean, my feeling is like when you sell 1,300 of them in a month's time, you need as many people
That
selling
could
them
have
as
been a typo
possible.
too.
I thought we did
Just
pretty
saying.
good this year.
It could be,
That could be a
Possible.
typo
I
too,
thought we did good this year.
it could be, and even if it wasn't.
We didn't have many.
yeah.
How many
You make
little sticks
mistakes.
now?
Yeah.
But
No, I didn't
1,300,
see
you
any.
make one mistake, that's not too
Yeah.
bad.
Okay, there's a few
Because
of
It's
them
over
here.
one here.
If I'm, have a line of people and I'm talking, I
Right.
could enter 50.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
It all balances out.
0.08.
I'm sure.
I mean, I'm not super at math, but I think that's somewhere around 0.08 error. That's,
Yeah.
It's very low,
that's pretty good.
very low.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
You don't
right.
wanna
65
throw
is failing.
it, you know, you're not looking
No
to
address,
do
100,
that, but
100.
of course, it happens.
Yeah.
And like you
That
said,
had to
it
be a typo
could be a
because,
typo.
yeah,
Okay, of all those
especially if it was $100.
11 or whatever,
Yeah,
two
you're on
are-
that page.
two are 50s and
One
one's
out of
100s.
1,000, I think you're doing all right, and that's one
okay.
out of 13,000, 1,300. I think
Well,
we're-
15,000, oh my god.
As best we can.
That'd be a bigger town, huh?
We wanna avoid
That'd
that.
be a bigger town.
We better widen the dump.
Need a few more, you guys.
Can't explain why those aren't, yeah, it's a mistake. I mean, there's just a few here with the addresses,
What do you
and
That's
always
because it
tell
was
us?
by a leased vehicle and there was an address or
Krista,
anything, but
no,
I
it's-
talked to them about that.
What's the
so we just have to correct that the best we can from now
Yeah,
going
in
forward.
which they are. Yeah, that's back in March.
Life is a work in progress.
So this time around,
Yep.
hopefully we've corrected
It
that.
should be all better now. I might have had one,
Okay,
but sometimes the clerk sells them too, and if it's a leased vehicle, I haven't gotten that.
right, I mean, that,
Yeah, you know.
we have to be able
Yeah.
to sell them at all times, so the
Yeah.
town clerk will have to sell them, and that,
Yeah.
we're not gonna get around that.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's just the nature of the beast.
Yes,
What it
yeah.
is. You got 1,300 stickers in 1 month's time.
Right, you
You
can't
can't
just have one or
possibly
two
do it
people
all.
selling them, that many
You
stickers.
guys have to sell
We
them.
need
that-
to,
Yeah, I mean, you've gotta be able to pedal in there too, so it's.
Well, if people come in and ask for them, and if you got them, it's a convenience for them.
Yeah, so I mean, you gotta be able to offer that to people, you know?
so, dealing with that kind of volume.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pain in the butt sometimes, but you gotta work it out.
I got one more thing.
Gary.
Yep, shoot, right.
For the past over 5 years that I've been there, I thought we had the inside the shack pretty well organized. And now it's getting all changed around with a microwave putting in a window where you can't see out of.
Who's changing
George and I did.
change that around?
But it puts more room for where he sits. And
Okay.
what I do, I mean, the microwave, where we have it in the window, I know Ray's the only one that uses it, no one else uses it. But the thing is, if I'm sitting here looking out the windows, looking at watching the dumpsters where people are throwing, I
Yes,
just gotta look up at the camera and I can see people coming in. I mean, that's what I've been doing.
right,
And I sit at the other chair because I can see who's coming in and I can look out and check all the bins at the same time.
is there anywhere else to put the microwave?
You could take the shelf out and put it down even with the window.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
shelf.
there
There's
is
a
a
shelf
shelf
there, if we
there.
took the shelf down,
Take that out.
we could drop it down on top of the filing cabinet, and it would open up the window.
That'd be fine.
What was the matter where it was?
Cause when I have to get in to adjust the light or fix
Once the lights are adjusted, you shouldn't have to get in there.
yeah, and I had to reset the computer a couple times, but hey,
Yeah,
whatever.
we're trying to find a solution that works out for everybody. I mean,
Yeah,
if,
hey, whatever, I don't care. You know, put it back where it is.
I'd say take the shelf out and drop the microwave down so that everybody
It'll open
is.
the window.
Then you can open the window, you can get to
Yeah.
the computer when you gotta reset it, and you can still microwave your chicken.
Yeah, it's not a
Everybody
big
will be
deal.
happy.
I think that works for everybody, right? They'll be able to see out the
Fine
window,
with
it's
me.
accessible, I mean, it's,
I don't use it.
right.
I don't,
I
get
can
the
raise it
feeling.
when they uses it.
I get the feeling.
Is that suitable? That
Does
solution?
that make everybody happy?
I think that'll work.
Right, I mean,
What do you use the shelf for?
Pardon?
What do you
Currently
use
the
the
microwave?
shelf for besides putting, besides putting it on
Well,
the,
that's it on the window.
well, no, there's
Yeah,
a
but-
shelf there, there's like a shelf that, it
There's
just,
just a speaker on it, that was.
Yeah,
the speaker, that's all.
Yeah,
I would say just remove the shelf.
and we had put the microwave there, if you take the shelf out, we could just drop everything down and would open up, I mean, you could see through the window then,
I mean, you get better access to the microwave at that point.
Yeah, but you can't see out the window.
Yeah, well, if you lower the, if
You
you
lower
put
it.
the
Oh.
shelf,
yeah, then you'd be able
it's
to.
down and you get better access to the microwave.
I'd say go for it.
That sounds like a good solution, in my opinion.
Work for you, Ray?
I'll see tomorrow.
Fair enough.
All right. Is there anything else?
Did you have anything you wanna talk about?
I just had the gates, the light,
Okay,
possibility on the shed, whatever.
The hours or something?
Hey, Ray?
I got a quick question
Oh,
for
but we're
Chris.
not doing it yet, that's already done.
Yeah, that's not.
Ray has a question?
What do we do with those big books? They don't fit in those boxes.
Yeah, but the little books have 200 receipts in it and they're $14 a piece, and the big books
There are only
a buck.
7 at
A
Walmart.
buck a piece.
Are you kidding?
Get a
No.
bigger box.
The same thing, the box.
But I was-
Okay.
Show them the size. That's how big they are.
Smokes.
But it's only $1 a piece.
Why
I was
don't you,
paying 14 for the other one.
These are 7 at Walmart.
Yeah, we don't have an account at Walmart though. They're 14 at WB Mason. $14.
WB
I'm saving
Mason.
Makes
14
sense.
bucks a book.
I mean, we could,
Yeah.
I'll pay more if you want, but I thought
you
that
put
was.
it on a
No,
good
but what,
fucking
I guess the question is, what
Don't
is,
pay the box.
What do you do with those?
he wants to know what he can do with them.
Why?
we could
They
get
won't
bigger
fit in
boxes.
there.
Why can't you just put them underneath and put the big elastic around them?
Well, we usually put the money in there.
Well, yeah,
Well,
the
you
money,
just
the
put
money
them
would be
in the
locked up,
box.
the books would be on the outside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
I have big
And
elastic.
it's
Is that a
not, it's
problem?
locked anyway.
Is that a problem, keeping the book outside, wrap it around with a
No.
giant elastic or something?
Bigger chance of getting them launched.
Well,
Once the police have got it, that's their problem.
right, once you drop it off the police and they get the receipt, then it's their problem.
Yeah,
I would like to talk to the person who had the idea of dropping these off at the police station.
Okay, talk to me.
Have no idea what we go through at after 3:30 to get the paperwork and all the money counted, because that's the busiest part of our day. How many times, Dick, have you had to change your sheet because somebody come in again at the last minute?
Yeah, so, well, we have the same, George and I have the same issue, but we end up staying like a few more minutes to, yeah, to get it done, because, I mean, I go home this way, I just drive by the police station, so I'll stay there for a few minutes. What we used to do before, when we used to take the stuff home, it gave us more time to go home and, you have everything on the table and make sure everything was
And-
right.
and-
I know they don't want us taking them home, I
Correct,
understand,
correct.
so this is why this came about, so.
Right.
I did have something, I that you mentioned it. I just wanted to make sure that whatever they do with, after, whatever they do with the money, in other words, that it doesn't cut into their own time.
Mhm.
Because there's a liability issue there too for the town. So.
Well, I agree with that.
Yeah, if they're adding time to their day, then they should be compensated for that time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know exactly how it works out for them, but I'm just saying if it does mean that they have to spend an extra half hour or whatever the case may be, they should be compensated.
If it is, right, how much time is it adding to the day to do that?
Well, well, the way they come in,
Does it add a half hour to your day? Does it
well,
add?
it could be
15 minutes.
easier, well, it would take us less, you know,
Yeah.
cause it would make things more accurate, I'm sure.
So then there wouldn't be any problem with doing this because you're getting paid for it,
Yeah.
right?
And the gate will be shut, so there won't be people coming in.
Right, the gate will be shut. You know, for that extra bit of money, you're talking, if something were to happen and they're on their own time, the town is liable.
So if we increase the hours, do we have to, that's more than us, isn't it, is that?
Well, I can't put them into OT, that's what
Well,
the
yeah,
issue
right.
is.
It wouldn't, I don't.
If it
No,
won't put them
no.
into OT,
No,
then
we
it's,
wouldn't do that.
It would have to
be
probably
40
go on the
hours.
budget for next year or something,
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't think you'd be able to do it this year.
The
Yeah,
budget's
well, no,
pretty-
maybe,
yeah, that's true too,
But
it's
maybe
just
it's a
kind of
problem
set.
to fix for the future.
yeah.
But if you
Right.
started doing it, I mean, I don't know how many you get from, say, 1 to 4.
You'd be surprised. One time we had,
But could you do the majority of it and then just?
that's what I was trying to do with the envelopes, you know, putting the money separate, and that's, when you got them this time, I had the
Yeah.
money in the envelopes. I'm trying to keep them separate, so it makes it easier to count.
If you could just at like, say, 2 o'clock, do it all. Have them in their
2 o'clock would be
envelopes.
too early.
Or
I
is
usually
it-
try and start maybe around 3:30 or so, 3:30, because
Well, if you
usually,
could just do it and then the ones that come in, just keep it like a piece of paper, just add it to it. and throw
well,
it.
that's what I did this time.
That's what I do when I sell them.
But like you said, I had one of my papers messed up. The money was right, the books were right.
Everything was
but
right, yeah.
I messed up one of my sheets, and probably forgot to put that money in there,
Yeah,
on the
that's
sheet.
it.
Yeah,
Cross it
I
out,
know, yeah.
right in again below it.
And I got that little whiteout thing in the drawer, so I
Yeah, yeah,
gotta
I
white
just,
it out.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to adding a little bit of time. What is it, what day is it? Just
Any day
Tuesday
that
you're
you're out
here,
there.
right?
No, just Saturday.
Saturday's the day they have to bring it to the police.
Yeah,
Actually, so it's
Saturday.
only one day
Saturdays.
a week.
Yeah, but nonetheless, if something would happen.
But right, so to add 1 hour,
Yeah.
right, 1 hour to eliminate any
Once a
possible
week.
problem, I mean, 1 hour a week,
I'll just add another hour on.
cause a half an hour a piece,
Well,
right?
we won't
It's
argue
not-
with you, believe me, you know. No, but I'm just
But
saying.
that,
It goes deeper than that,
Right.
it goes much
Yeah.
deeper than that,
I
actually.
mean, to pay you guys an extra half hour a piece is only
Yeah.
an hour's worth of pay a week
Mm.
increase for the,
But you still have to transport, the gate has to close, and then you transport to the police station, right?
yeah, they close the gate at 4 and then they can go back up to the shed, right, count, make sure everything's good.
There's like 4 gates, we'll
Drive
have
to
3
the
of them
police
closed,
station.
the other, we just leave the other one open. So
Right,
when we
and
go
then
out,
you-
then we lock it.
Right,
Yes.
so that extra half an hour will give you that padding to
Mhm.
be able to get all that done and not,
Well, let me look at the budget first.
yeah,
Okay.
check that out.
Yeah.
I guess.
if we can swing
Cause I
that,
don't wanna cut into your winter time either.
No, that's
I
another.
mean, we don't know how much, there's no,
No, cause a lot of times in the winter, we're there early
right.
to
Yeah.
shovel.
to shovel
And I
it
don't,
out,
once
clean it out,
we only
prepare.
have so much money, I can't
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
borrow
I mean,
that
in the
much.
grand scheme, right, an
But
hour a
even if
week
it's-
That's
ends up
52
52 hours a year,
yeah.
right, in
Yeah.
addition,
Quite a bit.
so that adds up,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
But, you know, maybe it's something to consider too in the next budget too.
Right,
yes.
Yeah.
But to get us to that point,
Right.
I think that's what you need to look at, right, Kristen?
right.
To get us to that
I
point.
mean, we can take
see if it's
50,
there.
I just don't know if that's gonna, like I said, if we have a bad winter,
Right, then,
that's gonna take 52 hours out of that winter.
right, and that
Yeah.
could be substantial, what about 15 minutes, 15 minutes might be enough time for them. Do we bill by the quarter
I think
hour?
five.
5 minutes?
Is it,
Yeah.
well, some people have you round to the nearest quarter hour, right, some businesses, so.
How many hours are we talking about until the next fiscal year starts?
Oh, let's see, I don't know, it's
July.
July, so,
July,
yeah.
8 months.
Yeah, it's 8 months away.
8 months times.
So it's not 52, it's,
Well, we
no,
can look
I
at
don't think it would be this year, this budget's already set in stone, so.
It's more like 34,
Right, you would have to look at next year's
thereabouts,
budget.
within a week or so.
But the budget's
Still.
pretty tight.
yeah,
It's always tight, yeah.
we just cut our salaries in half.
So in other words, currently there's no easy solution
Let's cut them right out.
for you. But we should solve that problem for them. At some point,
Yeah,
Yeah,
right, so I'd say look into the budget first for next year, that would be the first and easiest option. Right,
Yes.
would be to just pad an extra half an hour on
let me see how many
Saturdays.
extra hours we have now, yeah.
So that would be the first thing to do, is check into that.
Mhm.
And then, I mean, if that,
Half an hour should be good
yeah,
for
I would
you.
think
Half hour should be,
half hour piece would be.
Agree with
I
that?
mean, they're doing it right now, and
Yeah.
they're making do now, it's just
Yeah.
problematic, and they end up, what, 10-15 minutes, you're probably there late?
Yeah, yeah, it was, yeah.
So they probably only really need the 15 minutes, but I don't know how the billing works, if it's, but we should
Well, you
certainly.
can do that, yeah, you can just.
15
yeah.
minutes, I mean,
You
then
can
that
do
would
it.
cut it in half, so if it was 15 minutes extra a piece, right, then that's
Can that be done in 15 minutes?
26 hours instead.
After?
Probably could be, but
So
I
then
mean,
that's
you
only
know,
26
it's-
hours instead, so whatever we can get them, but it shouldn't be stopped at 4, they should
I mean, if
have,
that's all we can financially,
Yeah,
do is 15
fit in right
minutes,
now.
and then we'll do 15 minutes,
yeah,
but we
maybe
should,
make a proposal for the next.
that should be the minimum, we should say we
Right.
need at least 15 minutes, we're hoping for a half hour additional time, but we need at least 15 minutes for these guys to do that on
Absolute minimum.
Saturday.
bare minimum.
Yeah, because they close at 4, they gotta have the money at the police
Now, if we
station.
cut that in half.
7.5 minutes? Do you think you can do it? And how fast can you count it?
Are they transporting money from the transfer station to the police station?
Yes.
Yes.
And I would be very concerned if they were transporting on their own
well,
time.
sometimes we're trying
Oh,
to check our books
absolutely,
to get,
that's
to
what
get.
I'm
That's
saying.
what
Yeah,
Bob's
that's-
bringing up,
That's what
exactly.
we're saying,
Good
right?
point.
That's why 15 minutes would be the bare minimum that we need to pad down. I think a half hour would
Just
be
say half hour.
sufficient.
All right, let's,
I
I'd rather
think-
split
let's go
it
for a
up.
half hour.
Yeah, go for the half hour, and then if they come back and say, no, we can't give you 52 hours extra, that's crazy. And say, well, then we have to get at least this.
So an hour a week.
And we- Yes,
Yep, total, the two guys, yep.
yes. And that's brought forth from the audit.
Yep.
So that's what we need to do, so.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything else we have?
I'm all set.
Transportation issues?
I'm all set.
George, anything?
Nope, all
Good.
set.
Okay. What have any other issues to do with the transfer station?
Oh, should be okay. You did mention, something about, Thanksgiving, right?
Yes.
Oh, Thanksgiving, that's right, yeah. We might end up having to ship out some of these, some of the containers. They might not be really full. If we're gonna get, by us not working that Thursday, we're gonna be there Friday and Saturday.
Yes.
And these things are gonna be filling up pretty
Yes,
quick. 'Cause
the
people have
holiday issues.
Thanksgiving dinner, they're gonna have more trash and it's just,
Cause Blackstone Valley's not open on Friday.
right.
Right.
So
It's-
instead of shipping on Thursday, it would have to go out on Wednesday.
That's an issue, that's
Yeah.
always something we have to deal with for the holidays
Yeah.
there, so
So
if
we're
we
gonna
have
have to
to.
play by, you know,
Look
see what
at
we
it.
have and, I mean, I don't like the idea of sending something out that's only half full, but
Yeah, but
we might get caught.
you said, like you said the last time, when Dave was there.
Oh, yeah,
they-
yeah,
they
that's right.
had
Yeah.
to,
Yeah. If it's a
We-
quarter
we-
full, no, but if it's half full, then,
Right.
you know,
Right.
you may
hate
just
to
have to,
close, you know, you hate to close.
you hate to close,
We had
right?
to close at 2 o'clock.
We had to.
know.
Everything was full.
You don't want to, but if it's,
It's because they didn't send enough
They held,
ahead of time,
yeah,
empty.
back in the week before, they held one back, but we got some stuff in there, but it lasted maybe an hour or two. But boy, did we have trash that was, I'd never
Yeah.
seen it like that. That was the first time I
Right.
saw it like
Well,
that.
those-
Last
right.
weekend was too.
Yeah.
It's
So
ma-
it's-
yeah. I mean, that's something I'm gonna trust you guys to make that call.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Well, I
they
just
go
wanted to bring it up. just
Yeah, I
to-
appreciate that. But
Because
that's-
on the last sheets that I got, there was only one that was down.
Yeah.
Yes,
And what I
Yeah.
do, if I end up, well, George and I be working the Thanksgiving week, so if I end up sending something out that's not fully full, I'll give Kristen a call.
just let her know,
Just
let her know,
give you a
it's
heads up.
a holiday issue.
Yeah.
We
Well,
don't
on our
want,
sheet, I can mark it on those sheets too, saying, not
Oh,
fully, not full,
Yeah.
whatever, so.
but holiday or whatever.
Yeah.
Just
no,
note holiday,
Yeah,
So I can put it on my little spreadsheet.
yes, so we know when we're looking at those numbers and when numbers might be a little low, we know why.
right,
The
Okay.
worst weekend is the weekend after New Year's.
yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody wants to clean out everything.
right, the holidays are done with,
That's gonna be another week.
get everything out,
I
yes.
don't know what day
That-
New Year's is on, I don't know what day it's on, but it's,
I don't know, it's
Monday.
sure.
huh?
It's on Monday.
New Year's, it's a Monday,
So
so,
Tuesday might get slammed.
Yeah. That, look, the calendar's
Yeah.
right there, New Year's
Oh,
would
no,
be on a Tuesday.
Tuesday, New Year's Eve is Monday.
Yeah,
So we'll be closed then, right?
Be closed.
Probably be closed
So
on
we'll
Tuesday.
be opening Wednesday?
Yeah, open Wednesday,
Wednesday,
and
Thursday,
Thursday.
and Saturday?
Thursday.
what'll happen.
Wednesday, Thursday, I don't know, unless we wanna do a Monday. Saturday, Monday, Thursday?
Was that, do we normally do that?
No, because you got people that's gonna want up to clean the New Year's mess. They'll wanna get rid of it as soon as they can.
Well, I mean, Monday and Thursday. New Year's is Tuesday, right?
New Year's is Tuesday, I don't know what works, I mean, you guys probably know better from how,
Yeah, they're experienced.
yeah, we're making a call here from not being up there, it's, you guys actually see what's going on, if a Wednesday, Thursday, if it's that much going on, where you think 2 days in a row, bang, bang, is better to deal with it.
Christmas is on a Tuesday too,
Yep.
so if we're gonna be open up, might have to be open Wednesday, Thursday.
I think Wednesday, Thursday probably, in my opinion, Christmas Eve
I
is,
think
you know,
that's-
something we probably don't wanna be open
No.
Christmas Eve,
Okay, so,
no.
On New Year's, on New Year's.
No, you guys work hard enough.
Yeah.
So that'll be Wednesday, Thursday then,
Yeah, that would make sense.
okay. You guys agree with that?
Sign right, sign
Do it
right.
Wednesday,
yeah, we
Thursday?
usually open up the day after the, well, normally the day after the holiday,
Yes.
so.
Okay, I'll plan on a Wednesday, Thursday. Opening that week.
Last week, there was a guy in from he lives in Douglas, but he belongs to the Uxbridge Rod and Gun.
Yes.
And I told him he couldn't throw his pheasants in the compactor anymore. Because when they shoot the pheasants, all they take is the breasts and they throw the rest away. Well, last year, the whole bag was on the ground when he left. And there was feathers and legs and stuff all over the place. So I told him he had to find another place to get rid of them.
What do you think about that, Cody?
I don't really see a problem with putting them in the compactor myself, cause most of that stuff just gets burned, right? I mean, they just burn it anyway, so I don't really see a problem with it. I mean, I see a problem with somebody leaving trash on the ground, but
Well, that's a problem.
I don't see a
Yeah.
problem with somebody throwing away their.
Throw it into the
viscera.
compactor.
They probably throw a lot worse in the compactor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
but we
it's not
don't
like
see
the
it.
guy.
This
You
is
don't
laying
see
on
it,
the
yeah.
I
ground.
mean, it's
Right.
not like the guy's bringing
They
a
put- throw
full
it- they
deer
throw it in the
worth
compactor.
of crap in. I mean, I think that might be a little,
Right.
that might be pushing it a little bit, but I mean, how many pheasants can this guy get?
They're all in one bag.
10, 15, maybe, I mean, geez, you have like
You wanna
a
put a
record
trailer
type
load.
of day, you got 10 pheasants, right? I mean,
I don't know,
I would imagine,
I'm not out there.
I would
I don't
think,
know.
I don't think, 15 bird viscera carcasses are gonna
Probably
make or
more
break
turkey
us.
carcasses.
Right, seriously, come Thanksgiving, I think
Yeah,
that'd
come
probably be the bigger
Thanksgiving,
issue,
A
yeah.
lot more of those,
Yeah, I mean, I think if we
I'm-
start seeing
I'm
like people
comfortable.
bringing their deer hides and,
Yeah,
you know, a
yeah.
big black trash bag of antlers there, then maybe we have a problem, but I think some pheasants, I don't really see a problem with that. I don't see a problem. But again, I would not be happy to find a bag of
on the ground.
They should make sure
right, dead
that
birds on the ground, that's,
stuff that should be in there.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
they need to,
boy, that could be messy.
If anything, you should probably tell them, make sure they're packed well before you,
Throw them away,
Throw 'em
right,
away.
throw them in a nice paper
Yeah.
bag or something,
pack them up well before you dispose of them.
Paper bags work great too, because they help to absorb some of that grossness, whereas a plastic bag just sits there, so if it does break open, it's nasty.
We were having that trouble with kitty litter.
Kitty litter?
Yeah, a lot of the bags were breaking before they got in.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
That's disgusting.
And so
Yeah.
now we've got probably 90% of them putting them in
Throw them in the open tops.
the open
Drops.
bin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's easier for a lot of people because they don't have to lift it up over. They, from the top, they can just
Right.
throw
Right
it
in.
in.
Oh,
yes, that makes sense.
And that's not considered household trash.
Sure, we used to just throw that in
Oh,
the
yeah?
woods. when I
Right,
was a
kitty
kid.
litter?
Yeah,
Yeah.
kitty litter.
When I was a kid, we just threw that in the woods.
I don't know.
That's what we did with that
What do you
stuff
do?
back
I
then.
never had,
You know, now I don't have a cat.
Dogs.
Right, now I don't have a cat.
Dogs go in the woods.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dispose of
well,
well.
that was always my thought when we
Yeah.
did have a cat, we just heave it in the woods, 'cause if I didn't go there, where would it go? In the woods.
In the woods, yeah. I suppose you're right.
You know, return it to
Yeah.
nature.
And that's the dogs go.
Right.
Okay.
All right, well,
Moving
I
on.
think we're all set.
as long as they get in the, compactor.
Right.
Yeah, because I caught one woman, she had 23 pails she was throwing in the compactor.
Pails?
Pails of cat litter.
Oh,
They come in, they
Oh,
come
the
in,
plastics, or she
yeah,
empties them
plastic
back
pails.
into the
She
plastic?
puts them back in the plastic, she was storing them into the open top when we caught them. I said, no, they come up here.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
27 vehicles, oh my god.
Storing them
It's
up.
17 cats.
That might be a problem.
Yeah.
That might be a border health issue more
that
than
could be a
not.
Board of Health issue, yes. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like they're well maintained if she's got 27 things of cat litter,
Rather
then it
than
sounds
methane
like.
gas in there, I'll tell you.
That's all you need to tell your wife you're going to the cat house.
Oh, boy. Boy, right, change of clothes, prepared.
Yeah. Ugh.
Moving on.
All
Yep.
right,
I
all right.
digress, here we go.
So we're done with the transport station issues. All right, terrific.
Very good, very good.
Next, we have landfill discussion. Bring that up, so solar, I mean,
Did you wanna talk about that?
you do wanna talk about solar issue?
Yeah, do we have that letter
The letter?
from
Is there a letter?
Suzanne?
Yeah, it's right in here. Right in that top folder. So you apparently went to Suzanne,
I went to the
town administrator.
town administrator,
Matt, okay.
Matt.
Yep. And then, so she emailed me and some other people, Bill. I guess Bill and Nate.
Okay.
And she emailed Bill, me and Matt, and she said that Dick had come questioning the solar in the landfill. And Matt said, step one would be determine what issues DEP would have.
Mhm.
And Bill said he was just talking to Bruce Haskell, the Board of Health landfill consultant, as he's experienced with solar on landfill caps. And has some
Alright.
pretty good contacts with DEP,
All right,
so,
Now, I was trying to remember, when those solar people came and wanted to do that,
oh, right here.
right, that's the
Yeah.
file for them. So
Uh,
we had I think the problem we were having, it's cause I was having a discussion with Kristen about it, and I think the problem we were having is we couldn't get any solid answers as to insurance for the cap. We couldn't get a solid, like, no problem, don't worry about the cap, I think is what.
I think what Bill said is our cap was put on before
Right,
the regulations
right.
we're in place.
were in place for all this, so that was, is it gonna harm it, or is it good enough to put a solar on?
Right, and if it
And
does
if it doesn't,
do
then
any
you have to
damage,
upgrade it, or,
would they be willing, are they gonna foot the cost, do the necessary upgrades?
Well, they
allow
would,
for that,
okay, they never,
and I
Good
don't
on
think,
answer.
I don't
I
remember
don't
that.
think they were committing to us with that, I
Alright.
think was so because
and that's why they backed out maybe.
I think the lack of commitment, so we said, okay, then, I mean, forget about it.
Yeah, we never heard from them again,
Right, right.
so I think that would be the reason, but that's.
But that was probably why they wouldn't commit, is because the land, now I wasn't paying attention to that.
Now, Kristen, you said that, they capped the landfill before the regulations, is that what?
Before capping?
before
Something about
something, right, to do with solar or something, or before that,
Before
it
the-
was,
regulations?
For the solar reg,
Regulations for the cap or regulations for solar?
I would think it'd be
believe
solar.
The way that Bill phrased it was that the cap that's there does not meet current regulations.
Right.
Oh, okay, so the cap is the issue then,
Yeah, so the,
Potentially the issue.
potential, yeah.
Yeah.
right, the cap was installed prior
maybe
to,
soil
so.
too or something else.
I mean, I suppose that has something to do with soil density, thickness, right?
Yeah,
Would
Yeah.
be washout, like,
Sure,
I would imagine that the cap regulations are all around that, it's just a
Sure,
cap,
sure,
so
sure.
layering, how you layer it, what you layer it with, I
Sure.
would imagine,
Right.
yes, that probably has
but
changed.
soil density would be the major factor in a cap, so if they're saying that our cap doesn't meet current cap requirements for soil density, then they're probably worrying about the rigging for the solar.
Yeah, I noticed in Worcester, what they did with their landfill, I mean, they had a capped landfill,
Oh, yeah.
and then
Huge.
they went in again and recapped the cap. And now they put in all the solar,
Yeah.
so they must have had to meet certain standards.
Requirements.
Current
Before
regulation
they-
standards,
Yeah, before
In
they
order
could
to-
actually put the solar,
okay.
that's gotta be big bucks.
Oh,
Well, that would be something that I would think
that kind of
it
soil.
would be. I don't know what, but I would think it'd be
And they had a big open
Considerable.
area to deal with.
They
Our,
had a
our cap
big
is
open
not
area.
that big of an area, and it's surrounded by a creek and woods. I mean, I don't know, like, I think our feeling at the time was, as appealing as solar would be,
To a certain extent.
the amount of work, right, I mean, I would rather see solar go on top of every building than in a field myself, but if we were gonna, I mean, that's a useless property anyways right now with
Yeah.
the cap, so it
Yes.
doesn't really matter.
Just sits there.
Right, my own prerogatives on fields and solar is irrelevant, but, the cap itself is, if we would have to do a major upgrade on the cap, and they wouldn't be willing to guarantee or pay for it, then I think that
Let me
was,
ask a different question. When was the cap put in place?
well, I used to throw trash in there when I was a kid.
It was quite a while now.
I mean, the limit is,
Stopped doing that a long time
after
ago.
30 years,
No, Corey,
regulations are off,
I spoke to Phil about that,
yes?
and he said that's not true.
Says it right in the booklet I gave you. It says after 30 years.
Yeah, he said it's not true.
All right,
But
I'll go
he
back
was-
and reread
He
it.
was gonna come in and he was trying to dig through the stuff today, but he ran out of time.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
find the paragraph for you. So that
After
you can-
30 years, he's stating, how did you read
Yeah,
it?
whatever that, CMR, 310 CMR,
Mhm.
boom, boom.
Right,
And in there it says, after 30 years done, and you can request earlier that you take it off monitoring and all of that. That's the way I read it,
Yeah, I don't know.
after 30 years, it no longer has to be monitored?
that's the way I
How
read it.
current is that regulation?
Hot off the press,
Is it?
yeah, I read it this weekend, or last weekend, whatever it was.
It's current? That regulation itself is
There
current?
was no regulation, no, regulations to me get mighty confusing, because they tend to layer, but.
Well, they could be
Agreed, but-
amended, they could be, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
a lot of things,
Right,
so.
which is why
But the amendment and everything would be on the
it
state,
should be printed on the same
website.
state, right.
yeah,
right.
that's where I printed it.
Should be
Under
on the
amendments.
state.
No, under the 310 CMR,
Right, but
What is
usually the
310
amendments are linked,
CMR?
right?
No, what is 310? That's what's the Commonwealth
That's that.
Massachusetts regulation, but what,
yes,
What
it has
is
to do
310?
with landfill.
oh, landfill?
310,
Yeah, like I got
Health.
410s right here.
Health,
Yeah.
no, health is 527. No, 105, I'm sorry,
105, yeah.
105?
Yeah, 105.
310 CMR solid waste management, 19.
Okay, solid waste management.
So I'll find that reference in
Oh,
What did you
solid
say,
waste.
310, what one was it, 310 CMR? Do you remember what it was?
19, dot. I'll find it, reread it, and
Yeah,
if
'cause Phil said he'd
I still
look
think
into
it's
that too.
relevant,
Yeah.
I'll give you the number.
I mean, that would be great for us.
Yeah.
That would be great for us, that's why I can't imagine that would be
Oh, when was it put in? 30 years ago?
probably about that long.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
good.
It's been 30 years.
I think so.
Yeah.
and we spend a lot on maintenance and upkeep and testing
I don't know
things
how
in there.
that can be though,
What's that?
that you don't have to maintain it anymore.
Or test,
No.
Yeah, it's,
I'd
I don't
imagine
think
he's-
that can be, I don't.
they
Doesn't-
must.
Doesn't sound like the state.
I thought it was 100 years cap. That's what I thought. I thought that it had to be capped for 100 years before you could touch it.
Even touch it, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And even then, they probably still want you to test the water coming out of the bottom of it.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, they wanna know what
I
people
mean, I don't
do
know
in there.
regulation, but it doesn't sound right to me, but.
No.
I will find the section,
Bob,
reread it,
Bob,
tell Chris.
the one in Worcester by the sewer bed,
Mhm.
they just finished capping that and they've already put the solar panels in.
Oh, I know that.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
that.
Yes.
But they built it with that in mind.
They brought it up to
I think
current
they
code.
built it
Yes.
With that.
Yeah, they
That was the
had to
plan
bring
all
it up to
along.
code, yeah.
So my question on that, when they put the solar in, do they rent the land from the town? I'm just
Yeah, we
wondering.
never really got that far, we were,
I'm just wondering.
But
There
I-
are different ways that they do it.
Yeah, it's-
That's
Who
one
benefits
way.
from the solar?
One way they could do it,
Where's that solar going?
Take the energy,
yeah, they obviously get a cut and then they
Yeah.
rent the property from the town.
What they did in Mendon, Mendon has 3 solar farms. They lease the land from the town and do a pilot agreement, payment in lieu of tax for the 20 years that they take out the permit
Okay.
for.
I'm just curious.
Yeah,
Mm.
So
And-
everybody makes
And,
money essentially.
and one Mendon
Yeah.
thing, which is a 3 meg system, they get about $1.2 million in the 20 years. Beyond chump change.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
So
They-
my
they-
suggestion is that we say to the selectmen that we are interested, but there are some issues to be resolved with the solar company and the state. And so they should pursue getting people to come in and talk with them about putting it in place and what needs to be done.
Yes, I mean, that's, if others have done it, what would it take to bring that up to current code?
They're gonna want us
So
to
that
get
they,
in
If
power,
it
that
needs
the
to
solar
be brought up.
companies. Yes, if it does need to, I would
Yeah.
think it would. I mean, I can't imagine 30 years ago, the codes I'm sure have changed. I would think, I
Likely.
can't imagine nothing gets
But maybe-
30 years.
Maybe you put a bigger base so it doesn't sink as much, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it would take, but. I
So
guess
that's
that-
why I suggest we just say to the selectmen, we're interested under certain
We're open
conditions.
as long to that, as long as,
Right.
gotta find out what it would take to bring the cap up to code.
I would imagine.
So that solar companies would be interested in
I would imagine a lot.
pursuing it further.
I imagine a lot, because the gap goes right up to the back of the current transfer station, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Right to the fence pretty much, I mean,
I believe so.
It's pretty wet in spots out there too. I did walk it the other day.
We had a
there were
lot of
times-
rain.
It was, yeah, there were times I was moving quickly so I wouldn't stay too long.
Over. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's meant to drain
alright.
out
Mm-hmm.
and down, not through
Means-
so much.
Alright, so that's
Okay.
kind of where we stand.
Yep.
So what's that?
Yep, solar for
Alright.
Did you
now.
wanna talk about
No, skip that. Alright. Next, we have bills and warrants
No more.
in the packet. Do those.
Sign the cards.
Yeah, I had it signed.
Okay.
I just signed it all. It's okay, it's mutual.
Okay, everybody had an opportunity
Yeah.
to do that, okay. Next, we'll move on to tonnages. Tonnages. 12.3, excellent. 8 is terrific.
Yeah, I thought they looked pretty good.
Yeah, they all,
Alright, we're right around 10,
Yeah, they're very good.
yeah,
that's great.
good, good.
Excellent,
Keeping
excellent.
that up.
Yep. You guys know your
Let's
business.
see those numbers.
You guys know your
Hell,
business.
We're at 12.3, huh? That's crazy.
12.3, yeah.
Is it like a game? See how much you can get in there? Is it, that's a good one.
It's a good game,
I'll
whatever
tell
they're
you what.
doing. keep
Yeah,
that up.
917, you
Doing
win.
well, doing well.
They filled it with concrete and walls.
Just to get the weight up there.
Cat litter.
Right? Cat litter. Tons of cat litter, 27 containers of cat litter.
Plus over the top, yeah.
Oh, boy. Alright.
Yep.
Very good, very good.
All right, with that,
Kristen, do you have an extra one of those?
Tonnages? Yeah, you can have mine.
Keep them up there.
There you go.
good. All right. Next item on the agenda, we have approval of the minutes of September 24th, 2018.
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes for September 24th, 2018.
Okay,
I'll
we-
second motion.
okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Excellent.
Dick,
Next, we have old and new business, open session for topics not reasonably anticipated 48 hours in advance of this meeting. Anybody have anything they'd like to discuss? Falls on, within the old and new business.
I do.
Okay, Bob.
Are we adding another member, or
No,
what is this?
no, we've advertised, right?
Well, I didn't advertise.
Okay.
Because Suzanne does that, she doesn't put an ad in the paper, she said, but they put it all over, like it's on the website, it's posted places.
Bless you.
Okay,
She's the one that kinda handles all that.
yes. All right, has there been any
Nothing.
feedback regarding that?
No, I haven't heard of any.
Anybody know
It's
anybody
in the
interested?
works. I don't,
Post something on Dynamic Douglas.
yeah.
Don't go there, they don't wanna go there.
I don't know, I'll have to check, I may have somebody,
Okay,
but,
That'd be
We'll see.
fantastic.
that would be really good, yeah.
I got nothing.
Neither do I throw a couple out there, and
I don't think,
no, but no bites.
right,
I tried, Kristen, but I will,
Okay.
okay.
I tried to mention jokingly maybe that, you know, maybe could get you a spot on a board, and I never seem to get too many people
I keep pushing Phil, but
eager
No,
to jump on that
Taking it
boat.
back, huh?
Like, nobody follows up, there's no follow-up question, like, oh, really, what do you think I need to do? And
it's like,
conversation
drop it.
ends, right? How about those paths?
Yeah. What do we need to sweeten the pot for, Phil? Yeah, yeah.
That's part of
That's
the problem
it.
with Dynamic Douglas, is it's a forum for people to complain, not to actually do
Yeah,
anything.
correct. So, all right, so, that's all we had. I guess we have to come up with a next meeting date. Let's see,
That's November.
November, it's right there. So the 26th would be the last Monday of November.
Oh, boy.
Anybody have any issues with that date?
It's Monday
Where is
after
it?
Thanksgiving.
26th is the Monday after Thanksgiving. The last.
Do you wanna go the Monday before Thanksgiving instead, and
No, I can't do the
19th.
Monday before, I can't, I have a class at night, so I can't do that. Yeah, I guess the
Is the last, I
26th.
mean, we could always,
Yeah.
could always push it off,
No, we'll do it.
Hanukkah.
yeah, we could do it, I mean, 2 weeks isn't gonna make or break it, you know, but, we could push it to.
Yeah, we could push it,
Well, it'd be nice if
Me
we
too.
could do one meeting during the holiday.
Yeah.
holidays kind
Rather
of
than
right in the
kinda
middle.
Pushing 2 meetings in,
Together.
Okay, so,
Alright, let's do
maybe
it.
split it,
like the beginning of December, maybe?
beginning, go the 3rd or the 10th of
10th?
December. I don't know.
Assuming that we don't get a lot of,
Third
in
of
the works
December.
by then, but December 10th.
Leading up, I mean,
I mean, we can do 3rd and then we can reconvene
they're
in
usually through the
January.
Yeah,
holidays,
yeah.
so those few weeks through the holidays usually is a dead time.
That's
You're not gonna get much, so the next month is usually,
Yeah.
Very
So how
quiet.
about we do the 3rd and then,
I think, the 3rd. So
Okay.
maybe a little more build up.
that's good.
Let's go with the 3rd then, yeah.
December 3rd, that sounds good to me.
Sounds good? Okay.
And then skip the end of December, right, and go
Yes.
into January.
Yeah, what do you wanna do about this fence,
3rd will make one,
thing I'm
but
gonna
yeah,
check
we'll
out
do
down
it.
there? So I'm gonna take a look at the gates at the transfer station,
Yeah.
if it's something I don't reasonably think I can fix in a couple of hours, do you wanna just say we're gonna have to get a fence company down
Yes,
there?
I think that's what we should
We'll
do.
just do it?
I'll just call,
What's the name of the company?
what
I'll-
is it,
I got a
Spalding? No, what do you say?
couple of guys.
You have a couple names? I mean, we-
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Alright, okay.
I have a
If you
couple.
can't, then I think we have to address this. We have to fix it before the winter, yeah,
So,
so.
this
We can
cannot
just do
wait
it right
until the discussion of the next meeting, so
Yeah, we have to
whatever it
have
is,
our
it is.
bucks in
Okay,
Alright.
Unless it's something more severe than we're,
yeah,
it
no, I'm
sounds
thinking,
like.
I'm thinking the gates, and we should probably, that section there where somebody had cut the hole in and climbed over and it's all bent down.
Oh, yes.
We should probably, I looked at that, it's not that bad to fix, you gotta cut out that 12 or 16 feet, push the
Okay.
post back and just reweave a 12-foot section in. Not a huge deal unless somebody's gotta go buy a 50-foot section of fence, but I can make a phone call, tell them we only need a 12-foot section, 6 foot high. There's no tension wire that needs to be redone, they can reuse all that, it's just the wire itself needs to be woven
Okay.
in, so it's not. So we wanna lump that into, if we have to file a fence company, I would say have that lumped into the job as well.
Yes,
and fix that problem while we're fixing the gates rather than,
yeah, if we get a fence company anyways, that, I agree with that,
right?
right?
So, okay,
Has
so
to
I'll
be
go look at the
addressed.
gates, if it's not something I can reasonably fix.
Yeah, I mean, don't, I mean, if it's a
Reasonably,
really big
right.
job, right,
Yeah,
if
don't,
it's something that you
say a
know,
few hours, then don't,
yeah,
No, and I don't have like, I don't frequent fence yards anymore, so it, like, if that big wheel, that industrial wheel needs to be replaced.
well, that's it, Miller
I mean,
Fence can do that.
Right, they have all
Yeah.
that stuff probably
Yeah.
in-house sitting around, so it's, right, I mean, we'll, if it's something that I can't do, then we'll,
give them a call,
yeah,
and then I can see if they
I'll meet
jump
them
on that.
there and,
You're right, we did address that before the winter and the snows
No
Alright.
kidding.
come.
Okay, so I'll take a look at that and I'll get a, you know, like I said, if I can't do it, I'll have a fence company come out there and
Good.
meet me out there
I think it's a good, yeah,
and lump that little
work it.
12-foot section
we'll
into
put
it
it that
too.
way. Excellent.
Okay.
All right, I think that addresses everything that we needed to.
Let me give Kristen and all of you the reference number. It's 19.142.
310 CMR,
Land closure, landfill post-closure requirements,
19 point what?
.142. And the cute little word in there is minimum of 30 years.
Yeah,
But the next paragraph says that you can do it for less if you are willing to meet certain criteria.
I think you have to get that approved through DEP.
Oh, absolutely, and that gives you the criteria. But that's all in that same thing.
Well, what they're saying then is that you have to come up to standards,
Current
current
standards,
standards,
I think, yes,
Like,
yeah.
Right,
yeah,
that's what that,
That's
exactly,
it's probably why
That's why
those
Worcester did
standards
it.
allow them to reduce the time frame.
Yeah.
so yeah, you can do that
Mhm.
if you wanna spend all the money and do things.
Grade the cap.
to current standards, to the
Mhm.
newest and greatest.
Right, right, that would make sense, okay.
Well, I may make a motion that we adjourn.
I like that.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned.